This show is proudly brought to you by the #Me Network. And now, #Radio NZ.
Welcome to #Radio. I'm Fid McAwesome.
And I'm V8 Matty.
And on this week's Uncultured Roundup of social media, web, tech and gaming, we've got a few bits and pieces to talk about. We've got some news about award-winning phones.
Yes, phones, indeed.
Yep. You've got a new phone to have a chat about that you've been playing with.
I sure do.
We've got games to review. We've been both playing games for once.
Yeah, it's sounding like there's a lot to talk about, even though it's been quite a quiet week.
It has been, so, and it should also be sounding a lot better now that the McAwesomes now have proper studio equipment.
Yay, no more bodgy rubbish microphone.
So, going forward, hopefully it's all going to sound amazing and awesome. Anyway, we always start the week off every week with the news with Carice McAwesome.
And now the news with Carice McAwesome.
Over to you, Carice.
Carice.
Wake her up. Is she asleep?
Apparently only the McAwesome got new studio equipment. Her mic doesn't seem to be working.
No, it's not
we're
going.
We're going to have to continue without her.
Well, this is going to be difficult because she's a woman and she loves to talk.
She does.
She loves to talk when you're trying to talk.
Yes.
Especially.
So I guess we're just going to have to do the boy show this week and get into it ourselves.
Sweet. It'll be hard and fast and over before you know it.
All right, cell phone news. What's happened this week? The European Consumer Smartphone of the Year. Now, this is one that was announced earlier this week, and it was a phone that you have used yourself, Matthew.
Yeah, it's a crowd favourite with a name that is bound to put a smile on your dial.
It's a delight to say this name, isn't it?
It's the Huawei P9.
P9. Yeah, so P9. The Europeans have decided they like themselves some P9.
They do. They love it. So the 2016-2017 European Consumer Smartphone of the Year, Huawei P9. Round of applause. Insert applause noise there.
Terrible sound effect.
I've got a clapping sound effect we could maybe throw in there.
I didn't pay the bill for the sound effect machine this week.
Oh.
So an earned accolade, Matt. You've used this phone yourself. You've used a few phones this year.
I have. There is a review for the P9 on #me.co.nz, so check that out there. It's an exquisite phone. It's the bonus double camera job. It's a really nice device. I wasn't overly enthused with having the fancy camera. It's something that I don't have the patience to be a photographer and tutu with settings and set exposure times and all that kind of jazz. I'm a point and shoot kind of guy.
Yeah, well, all you have to do is have a look at my Instagram account to see that I really don't care about quality of photos.
Yeah, I mean, we can throw a filter on afterwards, you know. I'm not worried about the start. I'll just start with a rubbish picture and try to hide the crap as much as I can.
I know, right? Now, do you think that a good camera is still a good selling point for a phone? Are people buying phones based on the camera quality?
I think some people do, but I think it's more about just being able to say that your camera is better than the other one.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, none of us need these flash cameras. So long as they can point and shoot and get a reasonable picture, it's all getting scaled down for us to post on social media and stuff anyway.
That's exactly what I was just about to say is the quality of my photos don't really matter because I'm going to put them on Instagram, I'm going to put them on Facebook, I'm going to put them on Twitter, and it's going to scale the hell down, and you're not really going to know the difference anyway.
Yeah. I think at the moment they're lost between being a phone camera and being an actual camera with full settings.
Yeah.
And I think once they bridge that and they can do the full camera setup on a phone, then it's going to matter. But at the moment it really doesn't. It's just getting flasher and flasher without actually being as good as a purpose-made camera.
Yeah. Which, see, for me, a camera isn't a big deal. It's going to be the size of the phone. I want a nice big screen, but I want a nice, thin, light phone, and I want good battery life out of it.
Yeah. And if you want to go out and take professional photos, then you go and get a decent camera and you do that.
A DSLR camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So too many people expect DSLR camera results from a phone, and
yeah, there was a meme that was going around a couple of years ago, which was if your camera photos are shit, then your camera's probably a cell phone.
Yeah.
See, this is actually why I'm quite excited for the new Moto range that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Is because they are thin, very thin.
They're going dual camera too, aren't they?
Not 100% sure if they're going dual camera, but they're very thin, nice big screen. But if you want more battery life, because it's already got an impressive battery life, but it's got these Moto mods where you can just slap the battery on the back of it and it's just magnetic.
Yeah.
So you can get an extra 2 days battery out of it with that. Or if you want a great camera, there's actually a camera mod add-on for it which gives you awesome. It's basically a camera that's just been powered by your cell phone.
Oh, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that'll suck your battery on your phone too, won't it?
It will.
But look at these great photos.
Yeah, there's not even any word yet when they're going to be released in Australia and New Zealand yet, though.
Which one is it? The Moto what?
I think it's the Moto Z. Let me just quickly Google that.
I remember reading something about it today, actually.
Yeah.
And that's where I get the... I'm pretty sure it had a dual camera. This is an exciting bit of audio.
Yeah, I know, right?
Shall I hit my mechanical keyboard keys?
So the Moto Droid is a modular, so it's got the add-ons. So it is the Moto Z. I'm just waiting for my very slow internet to load the website up.
Oh, of course you would be.
Yeah.
Moto Z Droid.
Yep.
And the Moto Z Force.
It's only going to be called a Droid in the States, though.
Yeah. There's a whole range of them with Droid in the name.
Yeah.
Droid Turbo 2, Droid Turbo, Droid Max 2.
So, from what I'm looking at here, it doesn't have the dual camera, but it's got an advanced camera.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm sure one of them was coming with a dual camera.
Quite possibly. Anyway, so while we're on the topic of smartphones, you had to play with a brand new one this week.
Yeah, the Sony Xperia X.
Is this the same as the one that I would have seen at CES?
Maybe. Or that might have been the Z5 back then.
Could have been the Z5. What was the 4K one?
Yeah, that was the Z5, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so that's the one I saw at CES. That was a beautiful phone.
Oh, I found the Moto. It's the Moto X 2016 with dual camera that's been leaked online. So that's what I saw today. The Moto X has dual camera.
So back to the Sony.
Yeah, so the Sony Xperia X, it's a beautiful phone. I've got the one in the rose gold, or as we like to call it, pink.
Good manly phone for someone like you.
Yeah,
mate.
That's right. People will see me holding it and they go, "Oh, your phone's pink." I said, No, it's rose gold. Thank you very much.
It's salmon. Mate.
It's a great looking phone. It feels quite solid and heavy.
Yeah.
Compared to the the likes of the P9 and the Nexus 6P that I've got here as well. They feel a lot lighter and more delicate, I suppose you could say, than the Sony.
So what's it like going? I was going to say, what's it like going back to a Sony? Because you were a Sony man for the last 2-3 years before you jumped to the Huawei Nexus.
Yeah, I had the dirty old Xperia Z2 for many years, from when it first launched up until the Nexus 6P came out.
Yeah.
And it's very reminiscent of that. It almost feels like the same phone to a lot of things. It's nice. It's snappy. It does what it needs to do. They've removed the need for a special tool to get your SIM out, like on the other Xperias. You know how most phones you have to poke a little pin in to pop out your SIM tray and stuff. Well, they've continued with the one where you can just poke your fingernail in and pull it out.
Okay.
Which, I'm undecided on that. I don't know if that's a good thing because you don't need a special tool, or if it's a bad thing because it's a bit of a security issue because someone could just grab your phone and whip your SIM card out or whatever if they wanted to quite quickly and easily.
Yeah, but is anyone actually trying to whip your SIM card out of your phone? Wouldn't they just be taking your whole phone if they had that opportunity?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it would be fun to do to people, wouldn't it? Is pull their SIM card out and then put it back without them noticing.
Could be. But what are your first thoughts? Do you like this phone, or is it shit? Or
it's a good phone. I don't like the Sony bloatware. It seems to have gotten worse.
Because they were really bad. Like, it came preloaded with the PlayStation app and a whole bunch of other crap.
Yeah, and this is the same. It's got all that junk on it, all the Sony stuff, and having gotten used to using these the Nexus, which is very light on bloatware. Yeah,
well, it's actually a pure version, isn't it?
Supposedly,
pure Android.
Yeah. So it's I don't like bloatware on phones. It's like, sure, you guys, you made your phone. Can we just run bloody Android on it? You know? Do we need Sony flavoured Android with extra Sony? I feel like I'm choking on Sony everywhere I go. But no, it's it's a great phone. It does what it needs to do. They've moved the buttons as well.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. Oh, your audio's gone all terrible.
Oh shit, has it? Seems fine at my end.
It's probably just the Skype connection, so I'm probably hearing it bad, but you're recording yours fine.
Yeah.
So not an issue. Move along. Nothing to hear here.
Okay. I was going to say, have you tried pairing it with your PlayStation yet? Because that's one of the selling points that I did think the Sony Xperias do have, is the fact that you can pair it with your PlayStation. If you own a PlayStation, you should probably own an Xperia phone.
Certainly helpful, yeah. I haven't tried that yet. I've got funnily enough, the PS4 came with a controller, and I haven't felt the need to connect the phone.
It's there because there's that little add-on that you can snap onto the controller.
Yes, which I don't
have. It holds the screen on your controller, and then you can remote play it, so you can just sit on the couch and play it like a Game Boy.
Yeah, and I've never been a fan of little devices.
So you've never owned a PlayStation Vita or anything like that?
No.
PSP?
My son's got a PSP that he never uses.
I loved the PSP.
He played it back in the day when it first came out, but it's old now, you know. He's got
got mine on launch day.
He's got a Nexus tablet, and he's got a laptop, and he's got a fancy Samsung phone. He's got no need for a PSP anymore.
Hey, while we're talking about Android, I tried a new Android app that was just launched in Australia and New Zealand this week, and it is an official Google one.
Oh, so it's nothing to do with Pokemon then, thank God.
No, it's Android Duo, or it's just called Duo, because it's actually available on iPhone as well. So what this is Google's answer to FaceTime.
Oh, yeah?
So I don't know if you've ever had this, Matt, but being an Android guy for so long, you'll have a talk to someone and they'll say, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll FaceTime you. And you just always got to go, well, no, you can't FaceTime me. I don't have an Apple device.
I've got an old iPad, so you can FaceTime me if I'm at home, but nowhere else.
Yeah. So with Duo, the fact that it can be used on Android and on and on iOS, both parties can use it. One of the cool features I do like about it, though, is if you're calling somebody or somebody's calling you, you actually see their video feed before you answer the call.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so it brings a whole new level to being able to, check out who's calling you beforehand.
How long does it go for? Just while it's ringing?
Yeah, just while it's ringing.
If you Google Duo, there's tons of shit comes up, man.
Yeah. So when the wife calls, you can, make a judgment call based on her facial expression whether you're going to answer that call or not now.
How happy she's looking.
Yeah. Oh, she's looking happy. I'll answer that call.
Yeah. I understand. Another mobile bit of news is Nougat has been released officially.
Ah, it has.
Yeah,
so has it rolled out to your Nexus yet?
No, of course it hasn't. It's only a Google phone. I'm on the top of the list.
Usually the Nexuses get them.
Yeah, top of the list, but I've still got to wait for my carrier and stuff to piss around with it.
Do you still have to wait for your carrier if you're on a Nexus?
I think so. There's still people with phones that are still waiting for Marshmallow.
Wow.
And Nougat is out, and they haven't got Marshmallow yet.
Yeah, see, I haven't got Marshmallow, but I'm not on a I'm not on a Nexus. I'm on a standard issue Huawei.
Yeah, but it's still an Android phone, eh?
Yeah, I know, but...
So now you are officially 2 operating systems behind.
Yeah. And which is a shit part about being on Android, is you never get the updates unless you're on a Nexus. But I would have expected that if you being on the Nexus, you would have got the update by now.
I would have liked that, and my my phone is like if you've got a Nexus 6P, yes I do, a Nexus 5X, a Nexus 6, a Nexus 9, a Google Pixel C, or a Nexus Player, then you're in the first bunch for the upgrade.
Yep, still waiting.
So it's only been a week now since it released officially on the 22nd, I believe.
Yeah.
Sony are going to be chucking it on all their phones by the looks.
That's the bane of being an Android guy instead of an iOS guy. And it's always been the one thing that people have thrown in my face when I've been like, fuck iOS. And they'll be like, really, how old's your operating system? Fuck you.
Oh, but it's still what can it do though, Even on your old Android, you've still got, a ton more freedom than iOS. And they say, oh, but I'm more secure with iOS. I'm not a security risk. What a crock of shit.
Oh, well, the news this week will tell you otherwise.
Exactly. There was that jailbreaky type thing that would completely kill your device.
Exactly, and they had to rush a patch. And that's the second time they've done that with this version of iOS too.
Yeah.
Had to do a quick patch to fix a security vulnerability.
And I think it would be much more fun if I was a hacky bad guy to be taking down the iPhones. Wouldn't that be so much more fun? Oh, they're all secure and you can't get us. La 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 la.
Well, it's why people started targeting Macs about 5-6 years ago, is because Apple started advertising the fact that the Macs were harder to hack.
Yeah. And they were never harder to hack, it's just no one could be bothered.
No, because there wasn't as many of them around.
They were just hitting the bigger market, which was Windows.
Windows, yeah.
Windows.
All right. Also in the news this week, the PlayStation 4 Slim leak. It was actually last week, but we're going to call it this week.
Yeah.
We haven't spoken about it yet.
So the PS4 Slim.
Yeah.
Slim Jim.
This was an interesting one. I happened to be wide awake at 4 o'clock in the morning and was mucking around on Facebook, and I'm a member of a couple of global gaming Facebook groups.
Oh, are you? How special.
And, this photo started surfacing on there, and then somebody linked to an auction on Gumtree in the UK.
Gumtree in the UK?
Yeah.
How many Gumtrees are in the UK?
One website. Of one for sale, and it has now been confirmed that it was a legit one. I think it was IGN or somebody went around there.
Yeah.
And they've filmed it and taken photographs, and 100% legit. It was out in the wild 2 weeks before they've announced it.
Do we have any specs yet for that?
Only specs I've seen is that it seems to be a 500 gig. So it's not a big one.
They'll come in various sizes, surely.
Well, what I'm wondering is if this is what they're going to do is the same as what they did with the PS3, is they released the slim version, and the slim version was a scaled down version of the PlayStation. And then they'll release Neo as well.
Yeah.
So if you want the next level up for your PlayStation 4, get the Neo. If you haven't got a PlayStation because you've been holding out for some reason, here's the new slim version that's cheaper and uglier.
Oh no, I'd be the other. I'd be still holding out for the Flash one next year.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I'd be doing, waiting for the Neo.
Same with the Xbox. I'd be holding out for the Scorpio.
That's the only reason why I haven't got an S. I was considering buying a new one because the kids have taken our Xbox One into the room to play it. And I like playing in the lounge.
Yeah, I like to play in the lounge. But
so I was considering getting an S, and the only reason I haven't is because why would I fork out money for a new console when I know the Scorpio is coming next year and it looks awesome?
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Slim is only going to be a Slim with no extras.
That's what I'm going to say as well. I don't think it's going to have any extra features. It's not going to have 4K support or anything like that. I'd say it may even not support the camera.
Yeah, well, that's like the Xbox One S. The Kinect doesn't plug into it. Yeah. You need to get some sort of adapter to plug the Kinect in. So
it's funny how they've gone the exact opposite from a launch day. Everything was going to be around the Kinect. The Kinect was the most important part. It was going to be always on. Blah 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 blah. Oh, now we're going to sell it without the Kinect. Now we don't actually want you to use the Kinect.
Well, the only thing I ever use the Kinect for is having the mic on there, so I can yell at it to record stuff.
I don't use it at all.
I do some cool bit of driving or a stunt or whatever, and I'm just Xbox record that.
Yeah.
And that's all I use it for, but I'm pretty sure I can set it up to do that through the mic of my headset anyway.
You probably can. I think you can.
Yeah.
While we're talking about driving, you've been playing a new game.
Formula 1 2016.
This is where I turn my mic down and let you talk.
Oh my goodness.
Good?
Great looking game. I've got it on the PC so I can tweak those settings up higher and higher and higher.
You get those million frames a second?
Yeah, although my monitor doesn't handle millions of frames a second. But it still, I can put it on like 1080p and max everything out with high refresh rates, and it goes pretty good. All sorts of shit you can change in there, settings and setups and all sorts of things. The full career mode is brilliant. You get to set your name, first name, last name, nickname. You can customize your helmet. You can choose from about a dozen different stupid-looking heads to see what you look like. Would have been nice. Would have been nice if they'd put in some sort of customization of your face and bits and pieces, but still, you can pick from about a dozen of them. The full career mode's there, so you start off with your agent and a manager, that sort of thing, and there's a annoying chick telling you what to do, which is what everyone F1 driver enjoys, having a woman tell them what to do. I want to see a woman get into the F1.
Have they never had a woman in the F1?
No, not that I know of. I mean, IndyCar has some women, eh? There's Danica Patrick. There's one or two others now these days.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, V8 supercars have got active women in there.
Yeah. Well, V8 supercars aren't even going to be V8 supercars again soon. It's just going to be supercars.
Going back to the old days where Godzilla was ruling the mountain.
Yeah. It's tragic, really. You wouldn't see NASCAR do that, would you?
What, have women drivers?
No. I'm all for women drivers. But you wouldn't see them go, all right, now everyone, we're not allowed to be over 2 litres in our engine size. All right? And if you could keep the noise down.
Yeah.
It's like, really? What's the point of it anymore? It's all about the noise and the serious
and the
overkill.
Fossil fuel and...
Yeah. Formula One. Even in the game, it requires precision, talent, and bravery, like in the real world. Turns out I've got bravery.
What is that?
But I'm lacking in the talent and the precision. Open wheel racing. There's a fine line between amazeballs and just balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not very amazeballs. So you go to a race weekend and you have like 3 practice sessions and then your qualifying sessions and stuff before the race. I never make it through the first practice. Yeah. I'm usually and that's practice, it's all over, he's going to need a new car.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
but
you've been looking forward to this game for a long time. Is it everything you were hoping it was going to be?
It is. It really is. It's a fantastic Formula One simulator. It's never looked better. The physics are awesome. Of course, I'm playing with a steering wheel and pedals and all that jazz. So I highly recommend you turn down the amount of rotation on your wheel. You don't want to be having to do 2.5 turns to get full lock in an F1 car. That's just crazy. Yeah. You need to be able to just set it to like 360 degrees so that 180 one way is full lock and 180 the other way is full lock.
Yeah, so you can just twitch your wheel.
Yeah, so a lot more twitchiness. I'll have a full review of that in the next week or so once I've had a bit more time to play it. Unfortunately, I have to go to work during the day.
These things get in the way.
And it really hinders my my progress. So after the next weekend, I'll get in a fair bit more racing. And hopefully by then I might have even had a blast on Assetto Corsa. But I'm still waiting on that one to come through from my supplier.
Now, I've also been playing games, and I have a review already up on #me.co.nz for this one.
Is it awesome like Formula One?
No. No. This one confused me. So this was Bound on the PS4.
Oh, Bound, yeah.
It took me like 2 days to get around to writing the review, and it wasn't because I was putting it off. It was I was trying to get my head around what I'd played.
Yeah. I mean, if you watch a clip or something, it looks like the ribbon gymnastics event from the Olympics or something.
Yeah, well, that's sort of going on, but then there's these weird cutaway scenes where you're a pregnant woman.
I hate when I'm a pregnant woman.
Yeah. I mean, it was a very strange game. The cutscenes graphics look like they're something from PS3. Then you go all of a sudden into this game where you're that ballerina thing.
Yep.
And the graphics are right on that. They're really creative and weird and almost beautiful, but there's no distinct storyline and you don't really know why you're doing what you're doing. And I don't know about you, but when I'm playing a game, I like to know what the goal is. Am I just running around, jumping up and stuff? The game played really nice though, like it's almost a 3D platformer.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine your side-scrolling platformers of yore, back in the day on the Sega or whatever. It's like that, but in third person.
But you don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why I'm doing it. It's really weird. Not a horrible game, just a confusing game. Now, one thing that I didn't realise when I wrote the review, and I've since found out, is it's also developed for PSVR. So that may actually make it a completely different experience again.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to play that once I get my hands on a PSVR as well. No word yet of how much this game's going to be, but it hasn't been released yet. It's going to be up very, very soon.
Is Bound not out yet?
No.
I thought it was.
Maybe now. It was a while away when that came out.
August 16.
Okay, so it is out. There you go.
Yeah, so it's less than a week old.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't think it's going to be an absolutely amazing seller.
Yeah.
It's a really odd game. It feels like an indie game, but it's not an indie game. It's actually a first-party game developed by Sony.
Yes, on Santa Monica Studios.
Yeah.
Based in LA, aren't they? So
yeah. Very odd one.
It is a weird one. It's a very weird one. And looking at other reviews and comments online, everyone's a little bit baffled. Deep narrative elements, heavily inspired by modern art.
I can see that.
It will help you dance away your childhood trauma. Well, that's good. I might need to play this game. A few traumas I could dance away.
It was an odd one.
Yeah, man. Weird.
Yeah, so more PlayStation news. They have released a dongle.
Yeah, the wireless dongle. Xbox put theirs out, ages ago?
Yep.
And this enables you to wirelessly use your console controller with the PC.
Yeah.
With the PC.
You've always been able to do it, not wirelessly. Oh, apparently you could Bluetooth it.
Yes.
If you
The new Windows and stuff will allow that, I believe.
Yeah. There was actually an app you could download onto your Windows PC that would allow you to use a PlayStation controller, but this is a first party wireless situation.
Yep.
Pretty cool. It's awesome to see that they're embracing PC, especially now that a lot of the games such as Rocket League are cross-platform as well.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, with the price of those PS4 DualShock 4 controllers, if they can sell a few more of those, they'll be able to retire soon because they're fucking expensive.
Oh, they are. I haven't replaced mine yet, and mine's fucked.
I don't know why they have to make it so expensive.
No idea. Both consoles controllers are quite dear, but there are official third-party ones with the Xbox.
But the PS4 controllers are always a good $20, $30 more than the Xbox One controllers, at least here in New Zealand anyway. We're paying pay like $90 for an Xbox One controller and about $120 for a PS4.
Yeah.
I can't justify that much of a big difference in the prices. Plus,
no idea why.
I still prefer the Xbox controllers. They're just so much more polished. And I've got an Elite controller as well, so...
That's going to step it up. Have you seen the Gears of War one?
Yeah, looks pretty awesome, eh?
God, that's sexy.
I've got a Gears of War tattoo.
Same, but I don't have a controller to go with it.
I know, neither do I. Who do we need to talk to?
We'll get on to Microsoft. They can hook us up. Purely to go with their tattoos. It'd be wrong for them to not do it.
I concur.
Hey, while we're on gaming, this week coming up is the Xbox XP World Champs.
Xbox XP World Champs.
Well, they've got the Xbox XP event, which is the big global, not Xbox, Call of Duty. What a dick.
That's what I was thinking. The hell?
Yeah. So they've got Call of Duty XP, the big global Call of Duty event, and they're going to be having the World Champs at this event. Now, there's one team that I know of. There's a couple of teams that are actually going to be representing Australia and New Zealand there, but my mates at Tainted Minds are going to be there, and they're going to be awesome and take it out. So I just wanted to shout out to them.
Now, that kicks off in 4 days, which is probably 3 days by the time this is actually available to listen to.
Yeah. They're actually giving away a PC at the moment on their Twitter account. Check it out. What is it? At Tainted.org.
So where's this happening, this XP? Is that in LA?
Yeah, it is in LA. So it goes for 4 days, and like I said, there's a couple of Kiwi teams in there. Or a couple of Kiwi and Oz teams in there. But what I like about Tainted is there's actually 3 Kiwis in that team.
Oh, nice. Do you know their names?
Yes. They've actually just had a roster change, so remembering their new team members has been hard for me. So you've got Gydra, Excite, Killer Pie, and Eminence. They're team members.
Oh, Gydra, he's my brother from another mother.
Ah.
He's part of the clan.
What clan? The clan.
The clan. Clan McGinger.
Ah, yes, he is. He's very, very ginger.
He totally is. I can see him glowing from here.
Yeah. So, good luck to the boys, and like I said, check out their Twitter account at Tainted.org. They're giving away free stuff at the moment.
I'm going to check that out. I'm eligible to enter that stuff, eh?
Yeah, totally. And so this is actually a very few times where Lenovo are giving away stuff in New Zealand and not just in Australia. So
good on you, Lenovo. It's about time you did something for me.
Hey, they got rid of a person from visiting your house every day.
I miss him. Well, I miss his wife, but, can't win them all.
No.
What's their website?
Their website is taintedminds.com, I believe.
Tainted Minds with a Z or an S?
An S.
Oh, good lads. Are they fans of the... Oh, no, sorry, I'm thinking of something else.
I know, they're taintedminds.org, sorry.
Tainted Minds. Oh, yeah, there they are. At Tainted.org on Twitter.
Yep.
Taintedminds.org. Check them out. They're an emerging powerhouse in the Australian esports scene. And Fid knows them, so they must be, pretty low on mates. And
I was just about to say, and trust me, the irony is not lost that, 2-3 years ago, I was questioning whether esports was a real thing, and now I'm going along to esports events and supporting teams.
That's right,
and watching Twitch.
With your Powerade and your sweatbands on your wrists and your headband on to keep your man bun under control.
That's the one.
Your leggings, your leg warmers. It's good to see you embracing the sporting nature of esport.
I do what I can.
Now, whilst you're doing that, you could be wearing a wearable that's going to monitor your heart rate to know, if it's time for a wee lie down.
Well, in some of those Twitch streams, man, your heart rate gets up watching them, so probably a good idea.
Probably a good idea. Now, if you've got money falling out of your bottom, you might want to consider Garmin's new smartwatch / fitness trackers.
Yep.
Their new lineup. In their lineup, Garmin do a lot of activity trackers and smartwatchy type things. But they're going now to...
Well, nobody's buying fucking GPS units anymore. They had to fucking diversify.
Well, this is true. But you want the smartwatch and stuff. Like, I've got the Fitbit Blaze, but it doesn't do GPS. It can only do that via my phone. Whereas the new Garmin, the Garmin Fenix Chronos, will start from $899 US.
US?
US!
Jesus, so by the time it gets over here and over there, fucking hell.
I know, right? But hey, the battery will last for 25 hours in battery saving mode.
Holy shit. That's phenomenal.
13 hours with the GPS enabled, so you'll get 13 hours on your watch with GPS on, or up to a week in smartwatch mode, which we're assuming has everything else turned off, GPS, heart rate monitors, the whole shebang. But this is a classy piece of kit. The watch itself looks absolutely awesome, this Fenix Chronos from Garmin. It comes with steel casing and a leather band. The steel casing with a stainless band is only another $100 US. And if you want titanium casing and a titanium band, you're looking at $1,500 US.
Jesus Christ.
But if you're in the States, $1,500, yeah, it's a lot of money. But over here, we're paying $1,600 just for a Samsung Note.
Is anybody actually paying that for a Samsung Note? Like, how many people are buying those?
Well, it's the new flagship, bro. Everyone will want one.
Fuck that. Like, it's stupid. Like, the reason Samsung did so well when they came in with the S range is because they released a better phone than the iPhone.
And they undercut the price hugely.
Yeah. And now they've gone. They're starting to get cocky. It's like, haha, we keep beating you.
Yeah.
Now we're going to play you at your game and sell something overpriced.
Because they keep putting prices up, and so every time they release something new, they this one has to be more expensive than the last one because it's better than the last one.
Well, just drop the price of the old one.
Yeah. Keep the same price for your flagship and just drop the price of the old model.
Yeah.
But no, $1,600? Really? Who can afford that? Not me. And the only way that people even get them is like, you'll get it on a 2-year plan.
Yeah.
So I'll pay off the phone and I'll pay for my phone contract and I'll pay $160 a month.
Exactly.
For 2 years. So piss off.
No, I think it's it's daylight robbery. That's why I do like the companies like Huawei and that are doing flagships, amazing flagships for under $1,000 usually.
Yeah, exactly.
I think even Sony's ones are under $1,000 usually, aren't they?
They tend to be.
Yeah.
Having said that, the Nexus 6P was just over $1,000. But once you get past sort of say 1,200. I think that's my cut-off point. 1,200.
I'd even say $1,000's my cut-off point. I'm trying to justify spending more than $1,000 on a phone.
Yeah, but you're in Australia now, so your $1,000 is my 1,200 anyway.
This is a good point. If I had a fucking $1,000, did I tell you what happened to me this weekend?
I've been following along on social media.
I had all my money stolen out of my bank account this weekend.
That's pretty
some bastard who'd skimmed my card.
Yeah. So what's the go?
The guy's a cunt. The bank has... they're investigating it and they'll give the money back after the investigation. Could take anywhere between a week to 3 weeks.
It's not too bad. I mean, you know that the bank are going to come through for you anyway because you weren't in LA. You can prove all those sorts of things wherever your money was spent.
Yeah.
And the banks are insured for that kind of stuff as well, so they don't care at the end of the day either. So long as they can prove it to their insurer, they get paid, you get paid, everyone's happy.
And including the guy who's sitting in Laos drinking martinis or whatever he's doing with my money.
I hope it's drugs and hookers.
I hope so too.
Because that's what you were saving up for, right?
Maybe.
Or maybe you were saving up for a new Samsung phone, but drugs and hookers were much more appealing.
And cheaper.
And cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
And probably last longer without a charge. Some of those hookers comes with styluses these days too.
Oh.
Just like your Note 7 or whatever the hell it is. Anyway, don't forget to check out #me.co.nz. We've got film reviews on there now. #Sashtag has our mate Sash has 2 film reviews on.
I see that. I haven't got around to reading his Matt Damon one yet.
Matt Damon. So that, of course, is Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne movies. I love those movies.
I did read Sasha's review of Suicide Squad, and I think it was probably one of the most interesting reviews I've read of it.
It was more review than it was Suicide Squad.
Which was apparently, read it. Read his review.
Check that out.
It explains it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's going to be more movie reviews coming. We need to do a shout out to Metro by Hoyts here in Hamilton for helping us out with access to some films. Also, a shout out to Big Pipe. They do the best internet in New Zealand.
Yep, and I'm still sitting over here with my crappy interwebs.
Well, that's what happens. You're too far away for Big Pipe to help you. You're screwed, buddy.
I'm sure they would, though. So, and that's why I'm getting such a crispy, clear reception from you today.
Well, the listeners won't hear it because of the way we're recording this show. But we can hear the difference because we're hearing each other via your stinky internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Big Pipe.
Big Pipe to good internet.
Not stinky shit internet.
No.
Yeah.
Don't go to Australia. They have stinky shit internet.
Yep. And while we're doing plugs, why don't you check us out on Twitter at #RadioNZ, as well as on Facebook, same name, #RadioNZ. And also we're on Instagram at #me.co.nz.
Yep.
And of course, check out the website for news and reviews and all of the podcasts that you can squeeze into your ear holes.
There's plenty of those. If you enjoy listening to us, let us know too. It's nice to get some feedback rather than just complaints.
Yeah.
Not that we get the complaints. We do have lazy fans. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we see you downloading. And we see that you're streaming.
We know that you're out there. Show yourselves.
And give us a review as well if you listen to us on iTunes.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, review the show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, that's us for this week. We'll be back next week. Hopefully Chris McAustin will be joining us. And we'll have some news regarding tech and stuff because IFA will be kicking off this week.
Ooh, that sounds like an Irish hot chick.
No, it's not an Irish hot chick. It is a German tech show.
Oh, called IFA.
IFA.
Oh, the IFA. It's sounding less Irish already.
Oh, IFA, IRA.
I was kind of going more with like IFA, not IRA.
Anyway, that's us.
See you.
#me.co.nz